on there live streaming my dog grooming earlier, you know? And by far my most viewed live stream, bro. I had over 500 viewers. Like, yeah, that shit was insane. That shit was funny. Fuck Call of Duty. I'm gonna shave dog ass. I got 2 new subscribers off it too. That shit was wild.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, let's get this shit. I want a dub more than I want a clean dog, motherfucker.
I don't remember you. Forgive me.
His name is Nat.
And your name is Altair. I remember you, don't I?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
These are an old bar, bro. I feel like I do better when I eat them.
I remember.
I can't believe it's you. Dear Floki.
We need to fucking watch Vikings. This looks like such a great series. I'm saying Floki right here. I don't know if you remember this dude. This guy. But he was that dude next to that clip from Ragnar that I showed you when he was like, I'll take the priest. And that was that bald, younger, fucking weird, twitchy guy next to him. But he actually takes over as king for Ragnar when Ragnar gets sent away or in prison or some shit. And then, like, but the thing about Floki is that he was Ragnar's fucking day one. Like, I mean, day one. That was his fucking boy. Like, he was different and he was weird, but like Ragnar knew that motherfucker paid attention. You know what I mean? Because he's like that crazy fucker that's just like tweaking out all the time, saying stupid shit, but you know he's just making sense of shit in his own head the way it makes sense. And when he puts it together, that motherfucker is smarter than anybody else. That's Floki. And like, I don't know. He is such a great actor too. All the actors in that fucking show, they just seem to go so fucking hard.
This trail is a quad.
Quads.
There's no fucking way that could happen, bro.
Oh my god. Feel it in the air tonight.
Bro, how? Every fucking
Oh
time.
my god.
Yeah, compact, for real.
It's my boy. Keep shooting, mother. No, keep shooting! Fuck. Fuck. That motherfucker got some balls, brother.
There is a couple.
No way, what the fuck?
He definitely ran over by this shit. Ooh, shit.
Eddie!
Might eat a dick, bitch.
Yeah, where they come to learn that shit. I was doing that one, I got hit by another.
Oh shit,
Kill your ass. We kill your ass.
They're gonna kill my ass.
Come here, baby girl. Come here, baby girl.
Fucking just shooting everything but me, goddamn.
That was really good. For sure.
Oh my god. I can feel that I had before.
Yo, on my body, there's somebody down. This man is on the ATV.
Wait. Cut him off, so wait.
It's no. Oh my god. Savannah. Here, try these garlic knots in particular though. I got these for you. Oh yeah. That thing's not greasy at all. So. Wait. One more well done for my light. I would like it a little more crispy. Alright.
Fica arriba, mamón. Placas y sin balas.
Bro, the door won't let me go out, bro. What kind of glitch is this, bro? Are you kidding me, bro? I can't go out there.
No way!
You seen that, baby oil?
¿Por qué no hay balas, güey?
Shit like that, bro.
I'll get your stuff back.
Right.
Chile no sabe, compa.
Nigga, come on now, JL. God damn. Oh, bitch. What the fuck you did? I could've still been up. Oh yeah.
Everyone hears me anymore. Oh my God, I feel it in the air tonight.
Look, you made a fucking human shield?
Yup, exactly, dumb fuck. Oh my
You
God.
just land right here with us.
Man, come on, bro. Hey, buddy.
Right there.
You're live now, huh, motherfucker?
Fucking, of course. Yeah, I got him. Stay
Why
still.
is he in salt?
That was a good game. Oh my god, bro. You light right there.
Man, they spam me every time I dropped in.
Smells over here. Oh, my bad, boys. I wasn't realizing I was shitting on them. Sorry, boys. Sorry, boys.
That boy snapped.
Sorry, boys. Yeah. Sorry, boys. Didn't mean to drop that royal fucking camo on him with that last feed right there. I just
Got it.
I just unlocked it for the blood tiger on that. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Oh, hold on. Yep, now I got gemstones.
I'm glad we won that, bro. I kept fucking dying to this game. What?
Motherfucker, I just kept driving around until I got bored. I could tell the way they were stacking. I was either about to get a really good feed on that, or they just pussy.
That's just crazy.
I'm glad they was this pussy.
That game was actually fun.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The only time I died is when I stopped my car. But yeah, that was quads too. I had Phil on. It just didn't give us a teammate. So.
Oh, we won. Oh, shit. Okay.
So.
Hey, what Noel doing, Benji?
I don't even know, bro. He might be sleeping. He was at soccer today.
Hey, what's Noe doing, Benji?
He just said might be
I
sleeping.
have no idea, bro. Hardly sleep. If you text him, he could get on. He might get on.
I mean, you send him a text means I can eat a slice of pizza, brother. That shit just got here. That shit is sweet. Try that. It's not bad at all, right? That's a light ass dough. Like, I mean, you can't feel it, but it's super light. No, you don't like crust, but try that. That pull on that. I was hungry.
Ready, chat.
Alright. I can start that shit up if homeboy's not gonna join. But I see why Ethan likes this place. Good. This is almost like a donut dough, but like lighter.
What's up, bro? What you say, boss?
Oh, I started my girl.
Oh.
Makes me want to try their garlic nuts. Oh, did you try it? Somewhere. Like that pepperoni tastes like meat too, though. It's weird. Pepperoni tastes like real meat. Like, I'm pulling that bitch. Oh, no! We lost Benji. We lost Benji, brother. What you mean? We ended up having some other random ass motherfucker on our team. Benji got left back.
witch who murdered my mother in cold blood. I take us, sacrifice her to cleanse this kingdom of its evil spirits. You know very well that wasn't lucky. You will drink till after he's not dead. And you're not the god.
He is a god.
Primo. B-I-N-G-O B-I-N-G-O what's his name? Oh!
God damn. God damn, bro.
They gotta have gold. He crashed. Yeah.
My boys.
Lo están regalando ese traje en el evento.
No, do it, Da Vinci.
Loco, con un carro aquí arriba metido.
Fool!
No está lejos.
Oh, it made me pick up fucking ammunition.
Adentro de eso, no está.
Turn around, turn around.
Yeah, they running up the
Turn around, niggas landed in.
Got one.
Bro, you not with me.
What the fuck?
Let's move around. Let's move around.
For real, bro?
I down two over there on your on Pete Pig.
I don't even know what that's man, bro.
Right here, right here.
Gotcha. Is there mask? Oh, yeah.
Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Give me money. Concuss, he concuss. How did you not hear him?
What the hell?
On the roof, guys, on the roof.
Get my boy.
Oh, good. I got something.
Stacking fucking pigs, brother. Stupid fucking bitches. Ugh. That was a pretty good game too, though. Honestly, I was getting shit on the beginning though.
Bro, I was getting all my kills stolen, bro.
It wasn't from me. That's probably from the other dude, Ordo.
I had like 10 eliminations and 4 kills.
Goddamn. That's the worst when you play with
I fucking.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, hold on. What's the new meta? The boss?
Huh?
The HRM.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of people use HRM right now.
currently stuck in Pakistan and all airports are closed due to the conflict with India. What you're seeing behind me is a protest here. It's crazy. Everyone's walking, holding Pakistani flags and chanting. And I'm actually up here in the north, near Kashmir, which is the tense region, and it's pretty crazy to be here right now. I've been receiving thousands of text messages and calls from you guys for reaching out. Thank you so much. Just want to let you know that I am safe. It's a pretty crazy feeling to be stuck in a country that all the borders are closed, the airspace is completely closed. But I'm managing to meet some people, get some content, and hang out here in the north of Pakistan. People here are pretty unbothered by what's going on. Everyone's living their life as normal. Shops are open, kids are going to school. It's just another day in the life here, but I understand when you read the news, it looks really terrible and horrific. So, yes, I'm stuck.
What did you say, brother?
Have you ever seen that video? No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
How many illegal immigrants did Barack Obama deport in his 8 years as president?
I don't know.
Have a guess.
No clue.
No clue. Interesting, right? You don't know.
I mean, I know it was a lot, but I don't know exactly.
Have a guess. The answer is over 3 million. He was known as the porter-in-chief by Mexicans.
Yes. And that was more than Trump.
Way more than Trump.
He
deported way more than any president in history. Who dropped the most bombs in a calendar year in American history?
Oh, come on. President Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, right? Including drone programs and so on, right? Who got elected in 08-09 on shutting down Guantanamo Bay? Because as a former lawyer, he believed it was an illegal institution.
President
Barack Obama. What is still open today?
Guantanamo Bay?
Correct. Etc., etc., etc. I know that the general thing is Obama, angel, Trump, devil, but if you actually apply the scrutiny that we give Trump, put it this way, if Trump had deported 3 million people, you think you guys wouldn't know that answer? Of course you would.
Have you ever seen that video? No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
How many illegal immigrants did Barack Obama deport in his 8 years as president?
Oh, I don't know.
Have a
Love shoes? You'll love this. Well, look at me! Look at me!
Hello, Liza. I don't know if I did enough. I'm sorry.
You've nothing to be sorry for. You were so brave.
Am I dying, Agatha?
You are dying, Harry. But the gods are here. He saw how brave you were.
I hope so.
Rin will take you to Valhalla. You will be with all the great warriors and heroes of our time. You will be a special person. You will be special because your father is Bjorn Ironside, and because you have been so brave. You will sit in the great halls of the Asir. Holly.
Agatha, look at me! Look at me!
These 5 teenagers were accused of throwing stones and sentenced to life in prison. This is a stone weighing 6 pounds, 5 inches wide, and 8 inches long. It fell off the overpass and hit the windshield of the car. Kenneth White, 32 years old, is the father of 4 children.
Oh, lady with that, rock with that. I'm coming back, boys. Don't you worry about it.
Hey, what's happening? You got a shotgun. Yeah, he's right there, he's right there, he's right there. Behind you, Bob. Got him, good shit. Oh, he's still here. Fuck. Pergi money, valora, money. Money. Here. Here. Bye.
How is his fucking bullet shooting that far in the water, bro? There ain't no fucking way.
Let's fucking way that.
There ain't no fucking way,
No, you
bro.
can't.
Ain't no fucking ain't no. There ain't no fucking way. Y'all let that man drown us all like that, huh? That fucking bullshit, bro. His fucking bullets were shooting so fucking far in that goddamn water with no drop, bro. Like, he got me from the zip to the front of the boat with his fucking handgun. I don't know how the fuck he did that. Apparently that motherfucker knows the sand guns better than I do.
Bro, I was about to kill one, then he ends up killing me with his teammate. I didn't know it was two of them underwater. That's when I died.
Alright.
Yeah, I thought it was only one when I jumped in, bro. I was like, fuck.
Y'all down to do a round of high trip?
I'm down.
Haven't had superpowers all day, brother. Hey, you ever go to St. Pete at all, Da Vinci, or no?
Yeah.
You ever go to downtown St. Pete, like for fucking food or anything like that?
I haven't been in a while.
So if you go and you like pizza, you know, just go down there and try Angelo's Pizza downtown. They got like a coal fire.
Angelo's, yeah, hell yeah, they're gas. They have one over here.
Yeah, I didn't know they were a franchise, but they're fucking fire, bro. They got that, and then they got.
They're trying to grow.
Good, because their fucking shit's good. They need to make coal fire more popular. Too much of that greasy New York shit.
Stove pizza.
Bro, you know what's big down there though? In Bradenton, that ain't big up in like any other part really, maybe Tampa, but like Kiki's.
Drugs.
Like, but I mean that motherfuckers love meth down there, brother. I don't know why they love meth so much in Bradenton. My fucking associate was like, I go to the methadone clinic before work every morning. I'm like, I sure you do. Guess who got fired? Yeah. What the fuck? Why you gonna go do? Why you gonna go do fucking shit before work like that, bitch? That's why you falling asleep at the table.
Yeah. That shit ain't no joke no more.
I don't know. There's like 3 ODs in the parking lot when I was working there. I mean, I know y'all been to that PetSmart down there on Cortez. I know y'all have. It's like the only fucking PetSmart down there. Oh shit, your boy get off or did he get kicked?
I don't know. He be lagging out and shit.
Yeah, I backed out. You want to try and find him?
I'm trying to look for a lighter right now, man.
You always gotta have one at the desk, brother.
I had one, but I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. Run from my eyes. Oh, fucking.
Welcome back,
Bro,
brother.
my shit glitched.
You good, bro?
Alright, you good.
When we doing a hot trip, you know I gotta hit that little Benjamin.
That gets you right where you need to be, brother.
Hit the ball right now.
Ooh, y'all gotta get your med card, boy, and go to Jungle Boys. Get y'all some of that shit. That shit's fire, brother.
I used to have one, but that was because I was on probation.
Facts, but I'll be honest though, I don't like a lot of the dispos and fucking like the only one I fuck with in Bradenton is Sunburn. But like I know y'all just got Goldflower, and there's that one in Cortez Plaza. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Cannabis or whatever it's called. Cannabis is like okay, but when they first came out, they had some like real low potency shit. It was like fucking I don't even know, like 19%. What'd you say?
You in the Bradenton area too?
No, I'm in St. Pete, but I worked down in Bradenton for 5 years. I mean, I met Da Vinci on here, but like, ironically, I used to manage the place that his girlfriend used to work at. Not while she was working there, but you know, well, as soon as I left.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know how? I mean, shit. Before on live, you used to meet people all the time that were in your area. Now it's just fucking random as fuck.
Yeah, I think this is my last game, boys.
You said I need to go beat my meat. Need to go get that meat a workout.
Hell, I got worried about it, bro.
Man, I gotta go start a business in the morning, brother. I gotta go apply for a business loan in the morning. I got my business plan stayed out. I got my EIN number. I got my LLC registered.
Yeah.
So, I don't need a BTR for my Pinellas County since I'm an unincorporated, but since I'm mobile, I'm gonna have to get like 5 BTRs for the neighboring cities. So, but I'm gonna do all that shit. I'm applying for all the BTRs like probably tomorrow. Honestly, I want to apply for like 6 of them. I'm gonna have to drop like $700 at least just on the permits on that shit. Nah, brother, I got. It is, and like, bro, everything's a tax write-off, bro. It's crazy. It's like crazy. Like, I bought a piece of like $260 like equipment today, tax write-off.
Yeah, you cut off, bro.
Yeah, I know, bitch. I'm chat banned, bitch. LLCoolJ.com.
Let's get her done. Away! Wow.
You're a faggot ass bitch, and your mama don't like that.
God fucking damn. Fucking damn, bro. Bro, what the fuck? far.
They're being the sheriff.
Careful.
you doing, brother? Boy, I talked to your ass an hour ago. I'm about there laying a pipe to the toilet falling asleep like Elvis.
Who that?
You. And it's pooping again, honestly. And taking shiz.
This is stupid.
How many superpowers, bitch?
Hey, come to go to man.
What you said, brother?
Y'all gonna go into business?
What up, sir?
Y'all gonna do y'all gonna business?
Bro, I don't know why everybody keeps talking at once. Like, people in the game, they do keep talking about that, bro. What were you saying one more time? Something about business?
Yeah, I said you gonna start your own business?
Yeah. That's that mobile grooming trailer shit I've been talking about. And we're going to go tomorrow to get, try to finance for a loan. But I got my EIN number. I got my business registered with the state. Now, I just gotta file for some business tax receipts with the neighboring cities and a couple more permits, and that's about it. But the biggest thing is getting them trailer and that equipment so I can get the B-roll going. But I'm working on getting some special certifications to allow me to groom from my home with permission from the commissioner board of the city and whatnot. But, you know, we'll see how all that shit goes, brother, you know what I'm saying? But on top of that, bro, I had 3 clients today, just 2 haircuts and a nail trim, right? Probably I did it all from home, was chilling, smoking, you know, whatever. Fucking made $200 just sitting there. What's that? It's $200. Pretty easy. But that's like that's a fucking, like, put it this way, and that was with discount because I was just doing them for a favor type of shit. But like, I mean, that would have been like $350, $500 at my own place if I went full price type of deal. But I'm not stressing that shit right now. I'm just trying to get everything to get my clientele loyal. And then when I told them when I go full scale, it'll be more expensive. But you know how it is. I'm excited, brother. I'm excited.
That's hard. I fuck with like business.
Oh no, bro, but I don't give a fuck though. Whatever I'm trying to get on, I'm gonna try to put everybody on, brother. You know that. Especially this portable toilet trailer shit, bro. I know it sounds so stupid, but it's such a big market for it, bro. Such a big market for it, and nobody's doing it privately, just corporate. And like we can, like, bro, just fucking having somebody rent out a toilet that we hire somebody else to clean out. Just sitting there each week making $2,500 to $3,500 per unit. Are you fucking kidding me? We paying back $300 to $500 a month on that bitch, brother. Come on, that's nothing but free fucking money. That's just we do. The only thing we in charge of is picking it up, dropping it off, and then restocking it when we go. That's it. That's it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's such easy fucking money, brother. I'm taking that shit. You give me that. You might as well just give me that. Nah, but like I said, that dumpster shit though, like that's literally something I could, like, if I can get just the first one down, that's something that any city I can put any of us on. You know what I mean? It would just take a little bit of money, but I'll help everybody get their shit right and do it. And that'll be a side hustle for everybody. You feel me? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
That's some good money though, bro.
I'm telling you. But that's just one. That's one unit. That's one unit, bro. You know what I mean? That's not even like. I told my girl, I was just like, you have one good week with that motherfucker, right? Because everything about that's already a write-off for taxes, so you don't gotta worry about that. The income's the income. You know what I mean? So just worry about that month's payment, then maybe 2-3 month payment. You know what I mean? Just put that fucking 6, 7, 9 band down, whatever. And then fucking buy 2 porta potties, establish more product, go to a construction site, see if somebody wants to try them out for a month, lease it for a low price, but you'll still make a hell of money on it. You know what I mean? And then round it up, do the same thing again, brother. Fucking by the end of the year, god damn, boy, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just told her, I was just like, man, if they fucking let us, I might push the gas pedal on something, baby. I was like, they tell us that we can get more than a fucking 50,000. They want to give us like 150,000 or something. Daddy might be putting the gas pedal on something. Like, I don't give a fuck, brother. Start 3 businesses on 150K.
Which one the fuck yo?
3
That's
easy
the
businesses for
easy.
350K. Easy
The
businesses.
bathroom business gonna be the best though. I ain't kept that shit. So, bro.
Uh-huh.
Summertime, bro. Parties all. Man.
Bro, and again, bro, you know what else people are missing about that? Disaster relief. So for hurricanes, tornadoes, anything like that, where people are out with displacement and human shelter, the state and local government will rent them off or release them off if you for ignorant amounts of money, and then fucking pay you to use your shit for a long period of time, so it's guaranteed business. And unfortunately, guaranteed natural disasters are another thing about living in the United States too. So.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it could be feasible, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think it could be something. I pitched it a little bit to one of my customers. He was like a local business dude today, and he was like, bro, you got some with that one.
Oh God. This is crazy.
So, I mean,
They
if
could
I...
actually even give you some money
Yeah, bro.
just for that, like, for sure.
I'm saying, like, this is some easy, stupid shit, boy. But I'm saying, like, if it works out, bro, it works out. If it don't, I'll figure something out, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, there's 110 things out there. I'll pick one.
1,000.
Swear to God, brother. Listen, I was thinking about trying to get some, like,
Oh, that
type
was a
of
good grade.
licenses,
Alright,
right?
bro.
That would establish me for, like, some weed vendor type shit when it became rec legal. So, but, like, bro, alright, bro, plug. I got, like, fuck, I'll pitch this to you right now, right? You know what's a stupid ass fucking thing?
What?
Did you know what's kind of like a stock almost, right? It's like, listen. So business licenses, the permits and requirements to obtain them and shit themselves are lucrative, right? So like a standard permit or license, brother, is only like a couple $100 or something shit like that. It ain't nothing too fucking crazy to nobody or anyhow.
No, fair.
Yeah, yeah.
And hold on, I'm in the last gunfight. Ah, damn. My bad. I just died. My bad. I was in a 1v2 for the final. My bad, boys. I was over here talking about business. I wasn't even fucking paying attention.
You good, bro. Alright, man. Y'all have a good night, though.
Alright, brother. You too. Have a good one. You have a good night, son.
Yeah, too, bro.
Yeah, but plug fucking. Yeah, so business licenses and permits are lucrative things, right? So like let's say if you buy in a city that has an abundance of like liquor licenses, right? And then they get a population hit or the city hits like a dry state, they say, "Hey, like you're not allowed to have like that many liquor licenses in your city no more due to your population or whatever restriction," because they restrict and hinder people's ability to get them due to demand and population and other circumstances. And they can't have too many of one in one city or municipal government or whatever. So what happens is, like for liquor licenses, like I was saying, like let's say you bought it when I was like $100 or $1,000, right? Do you know how much a liquor license right now goes for in my city?
How much?
$500,000.
Damn.
Do you want to know how much a marijuana farming license goes for in the state of Florida?
How much?
The last one sold for about 40 million.
Damn.
The rights to a license. So the thing is, if you can buy into a lucrative business license right now, and then just maintain that business for when the permits for it become more lucrative, it may be like a stock, bro. Maybe a year, maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. You know what I mean? But one day that thing's gonna be lucrative, and you can just sell your rights to that licenses to somebody at a higher rate. That's fucked up, bro. And that's not even including
Yeah.
the thing to the business.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, that's over return. Like, what the fuck? Just
Yeah,
for the licenses is wild.
this is how fucking white people sneak their way around shit, brother. What you mean? Like, this is all how they do. It's fucking ridiculous. It's the game that they don't want you to play, you know what I mean? You know what else I'm available now too, bro? Like, since I have an LLC form and when I make my bank accounts, I get access to trust funds, other, not other laws, but other loans
Yeah, I
and
heard you from your
loans and
girl.
grants and shit. Yeah, that we wouldn't
Yeah.
have access at all if we didn't never have had a business. So now I can like form a trust fund for like my future kid or some shit. Like, that shit's insane. Oh man, what the fuck?
Hold on, these niggas not.
Are you on the gameplay? Let me feed my dogs real quick and then play a couple more games.
So, I got an email the other day that included an image that asked the question, you can only bring 2 of these people
You gonna
back.
hop on the
Who
game though,
are
Chloe?
you bringing back? And all of the people involved were important people who died in
Blood.
Naruto. Now, the 9 people that I had the option to bring back were Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, Yahiko, Neji, Hiruzen, Obito, Itachi, and Asuma. So, like I said, 9 of the most important deaths in Naruto. And as I sat there looking at this image, thinking to myself about who I would possibly bring back, the answer seemed somewhat obvious. Clouded by my own internal bias, I decided that Minato and Itachi would absolutely be the people that I would bring back. A grandfather figure for Boruto, an uncle figure for Sarada, and a closer relationship, 2 people that matter for both Sasuke and Naruto in their adult years. However, as I sat there, I thought to myself, would Minato and Itachi really be the best people to bring back? I mean, yes, I love them both. Yes, they're both ridiculously powerful. But would they be the best people to bring back? And that line of thinking brought me down this weird road, where instead of thinking of who I want to bring back to life, I found myself rather thinking about whose death I would want to try to prevent. See, because every single death in Naruto comes with consequences. However, some deaths come with a lot more consequences than others. Hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds of named characters die in the timeline. However, if I genuinely asked you to name every single character who died, you could probably name what? 20? And that's if you know a lot about Naruto. And that's because, objectively, some characters' deaths mattered more. And thus this image being sent to me sent me down the rabbit hole of trying to figure out whose death in Naruto mattered the most. Whose death generated a ripple effect so large that it changed the fabric of the entirety of the Naruto universe. And whose death, well, it was just kind of a death. And as I thought and thought and thought on this topic, I slowly but surely whittled down what I found to be the 12 most important deaths in Naruto. Deaths that, if they didn't happen, would have changed the story of Naruto forever, be it for the better or the worse. And today, I want to talk about those deaths, but more importantly, I want to rank and explain those deaths. Because today, we're talking, ranking and explaining the most important deaths in Naruto. But before I get to making you guys bust out your tissues for this here video, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell. So, I'd like to acknowledge the fact that there is a lot of deaths we're not going to be talking about today. Because if I tried to whittle this list down to literally every single death of any slight import, the list would be 40 or so entries long. So the deaths that we're going to be talking about today are going to exist within the boundary of Naruto's ish timeline. Now, I say ish because some of the deaths that we're going to talk about do come before Naruto was born, but just barely. Now, this is an important distinction because a lot of really important people die in the early, and I mean really early parts of Naruto's timeline. So to just get ahead of it, we're not going to be talking about people like Hashirama, Tobirama, Izuta, the first Raikages, the first Mizukages, the first Tsuchikages, the first Kazekages, Kawararama Senju, Tajima Uchiha, Butsuma Senju. Because while literally everyone I just listed is A, not only dead, but B, their death creates a massive ripple effect in the Naruto universe that makes the present as we know it. Same could be said for people like Hanzo the Salamander, Sakumo, Sasori's parents, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of important deaths, and thus when it really comes down to it, the qualifications for the deaths we're going to be talking about today are that they have to happen within a couple of years of Naruto's lifetime, and they have to happen on screen. And with all those rules out of the way, I want to do a couple of honorable mentions here. Those honorable mentions being basically anybody who died during the Uchiha Massacre or the lead up to it, with the two or so most important people from that list being Shisui Uchiha and Fugaku Uchiha. Both of these deaths are massively important. Shisui's death obviously snuffed out one of the most promising Uchiha prospects who probably would have been able to sway the tide of the Uchiha coup for whatever side he was battling on, and his death allowed for both Itachi and Danzo to get their hands on one Kodo Matsukame each. However, in the grand scheme of things, Shisui's death isn't really all that important. See, if Shisui hypothetically hadn't died, then he most likely would have been beside Itachi on the night of the Uchiha Massacre. He was the spy against the Uchiha prior to Itachi. He was a large reason why Itachi actually swung to the side of Konoha. And thus the result of the hypothetical where Shisui isn't killed by Danzo and Itachi is that he goes through with the Uchiha Massacre alongside Itachi and is branded a traitor just like Itachi. And most likely like Itachi, he joins the Akatsuki as a spy for Konoha. Now obviously, as Shisui didn't have a chakra illness, he probably would have been able to be a spy in the Akatsuki for longer, and he probably could have accomplished some pretty crazy things in the Akatsuki as a spy, using his Kodo Matsukame and his ridiculous ninja prowess. He may have even been able to use his Kodo Matsukame against the likes of Obito or Nagato to change the direction of the Akatsuki, but we can't really say any of that for certain. It's all conjecture. What we do know for certain is that Shisui's death gave a Kodo Matsukame to Itachi and Danzo, and one of those Kodo Matsukames, the one used by Danzo, never really amounted to much. And with the Kodo Matsukame given to Itachi was the reason that Itachi was able to break out of Edo Tensei and therefore go on to defeat Edo Nagato and Kabuto, therefore getting rid of all of the reincarnated ninjas. By the time that Itachi took out a lot of the reincarnated ninjas, the majority of them had already been sealed. Not only that, the entire idea of getting Kabuto to release all of the Edo Tensei that he was controlling was to get rid of Madara, who was just able to you his way out of Edo Tensei in the first place. So fundamentally, the most important thing that Itachi accomplished during the Fourth Great Shinobi World War through the usage of the Kodo Matsukame that he got from Shisui's death wasn't even really all that important. I mean, yes, obviously Itachi fighting alongside Nagato for Team Kabuto would have been a scary, scary reality. The Shinobi Alliance probably would have been able to figure it out. And if Shisui was still alive and within the Akatsuki, he also could have used his Kodo Matsukame to break Itachi out of Edo Tensei. So the result may have been the same anyways. Now, Fugaku also had an important death, but not nearly as important as Shisui's. See, because when Fugaku dies, his EMS aren't passed down to Itachi or Sasuke, they're just kind of gotten rid of. Really, the most important consequence of Fugaku's death is the fact that he's not able to enact the coup. But if Fugaku, hypothetically, hadn't died, then the rest of the Uchiha clan would still be dead, and he wouldn't have much coup to throw. So in the grand scheme of things, Fugaku's death also really isn't all that
And you better stay
So with the
inside.
honorable mentions out of the way, let's go ahead and get on into this list with our number 12 spot, which after immediately saying that Shisui and Fugaku were honorable mentions, I regret. Because at number 12, I have Haku and Zabuza. Yeah, I hadn't originally planned for that whole honorable mention bit, and having Haku and Zabuza make the list when Shisui and Fugaku don't is... it's a choice. But it's in the notebook, so we're going with it. Hold up, give me a second. I can make it work. See, the reason that Haku and Zabuza's death is at the bottom of our list here is because their death basically accomplishes nothing. See, Haku is obviously the first person to ship off to the Pure Lands from this duo, and because of that, his death actually holds a massive amount of import to Zabuza. As Zabuza realizes as Haku lays down his life for Zabuza's, that Zabuza actually had a lot of love in his heart for Haku. And this moment allows for Zabuza to humanize himself, realizing he had more human connection than he ever realized. However, unfortunately, this humanizing moment is kind of wasted on Zabuza because he dies, like, 5 minutes later. Now, the dehumanization moment isn't entirely wasted on Zabuza, because Zabuza uses the rage of Haku's death to go and kill all of Gato's goons and Gato, essentially freeing the land of waves. However, Team 7 was still there. They could have done that as well. Sure, Sasuke was banged up and Naruto was tapped out of chakra, but Kakashi was still there, and Kakashi was stronger than all of those goons, and Gato, and Sakura, though not at her strongest at this moment in time, definitely could have helped as well. Land of Waves was always gonna be freed. The bridge was built. Konoha knew about the problem. So why do Haku and Zabuza even make this list? Well, because their death teaches Naruto and the rest of Team 7 a pretty important life lesson. See, while a lot of people just talk about Haku and Zabuza's death as a moment that meant a lot to the two of them, Haku and Zabuza's death is actually a foil to what's going on with Naruto and Sasuke inside of Haku's Ice Dome mirror jutsu. See, Haku, immediately before flying in front of Kakashi's Raikiri, watched Sasuke do something very similar for Naruto, as Sasuke threw himself in front of the legion of Senbon that Haku was aiming at Naruto. Therefore, Haku sacrificing himself for Zabuza was both a life lesson for Naruto and Sasuke, but mostly Naruto, who in this moment realized that those who are willing to put their life on the line to protect yours are people you need to hold as close to your heart as possible, because one day they may not be a lesson that was immediately cemented into Naruto's heart through Haku and Zabuza's subsequent deaths. Argue that really one of the key reasons that Naruto spends the entirety of his own story chasing after Sasuke is because of the example that Haku and Zabuza laid out in front of him when he was incredibly young. Thus, who's to say that the incredibly touching death of Haku and Zabuza and the role that Naruto played in it, that Naruto would have been as fervent in his pursuit of Sasuke, possibly giving up on him long before Naruto actually did. So you know what? I know I tried to back myself into a corner earlier, but it is an important death. But not as important as our number 11. Because coming in at number 11, we have Asuna. Listen, unfortunately, this is another death that really just isn't that important. I'm not saying that any of these deaths don't carry heavy emotional tolls, but in terms of what these deaths did to the plot of Naruto, well, they just don't carry that much impact. See, Asuma's death basically accomplished one thing and one thing only: inspiring Shikamaru to accomplish one of the greatest get-backs in anime history. And that's saying something. It created what is objectively one of the cooler fights and cooler moments in Naruto, and probably generated what is the coldest line in all of Naruto, which is Shikamaru telling Hidan that he's his god now. But like, did Asuma's death really have anything to do with Team 10 and Team 7 going to fight against the Akatsuki? No, not really. It gave it a different tenor, it gave the fight more meaning, but like, Konoha was always gonna clash with Hidan and Kakuzu, and they were probably always gonna die. Even if Asuma had just been heavily injured in this fight, the result probably would have been the same. However, because Asuma's death did 100% motivate Shikamaru to go about this fight in one, a more strategic, and two, a more cutthroat kind of way, that did generate some of the greatest moments we've seen in Naruto, and ended in the death of Hidan and Kakuzu, the zombie trio, two members of the Akatsuki zombie duo. I don't know why I said trio. I'd say it is technically more important than Haku and Zabuza's death that kind of just amounted to a life lesson. Definitely not as important as our number 10 entry, which is, well, it's going to be controversial, because coming in at number 10, we got Jiraiya. Yeah. Jiraiya's death doesn't really accomplish anything. See, we're being 100% real and 100% non-biased here. Jiraiya and Asuma's death basically accomplish the exact same things. Team 10 and Asuma go up against the zombie duo without understanding what Hidan or Kakuzu's abilities are. Over the course of their fight, they're slowly but surely able to figure out things like Hidan's immortality and Kakuzu's Earth Grudge fear. And thus it's really not until the end of the fight that they figure out how to counter this relatively strong duo from the Akatsuki. But the moment that cements exactly how their abilities work to Team 10 is Asuma's death. Because as Shikamaru and the rest of Team 10 have to watch Hidan stab himself through the heart, exploding Asuma's, they realize that once Hidan gets some of your blood, he's able to implement any damage that he does to his body onto your body. And fundamentally, that is all Jiraiya accomplishes. See, yes, Jiraiya is fighting a much harder battle, and he fights much more valiantly than Team 10, destroying 4 out of the 6 paths of pain. However, the paths of pain have the Naraka path, which has the ability to spawn a gigantic devil whose mouth they can just throw the pain bodies into and heal them completely, which means that Jiraiya destroying these 4 out of 6 paths of pain really accomplishes nothing, because Nagato is very easily able to get back up to 6 paths of pain. And while Jiraiya's battle against Nagato does allow for him to etch a code into the back of Fukakusu, giving a note to Naruto on how to beat Nagato, it's not like Naruto really listens. The reason that Naruto beats Nagato in a fight is 1, because he's insanely strong, 2, because Minato and Kushina bring him back from the brink when he unleashes 8 out of 9 tails of Kurama, and 3 is Takno Jutsu. But if you want to say that the information given to him by Jiraiya does give him a little boost in the the beating of Nagato that is pretty important, and thus Jiraiya's death gave Naruto information about how to defeat 8 members of the Akatsuki. Fundamentally, the exact same thing that Asuma's death did.
What about the emotional toll on Naruto losing Jiraiya?
I mean, yeah, what about the emotional toll on Shikamaru about losing Asuma? The guy that, mind you, Shikamaru spent more time with than Naruto did with Jiraiya. Now I get it, Naruto's the main character of the story. That's why Jiraiya is above Asuma. And yeah, if Jiraiya had survived to tell the 4th Great Shinobi World War, he probably would have been a pretty important asset for Team Konoha and the Shinobi Alliance. You could make that argument for literally everybody on this list. So, while Jiraiya's death still makes me tear up every time I rewatch it, fundamentally, from a plot perspective, it really doesn't accomplish all that much. But since we're talking about white-haired characters giving it their all and therefore their lives in battles against the big bads, let's talk about coming up at number 9, Jiraiya's teacher, Hiruzen. Yeah, Hiruzen's death is more important from a plot perspective than Jiraiya's. I said it. Listen, Hiruzen accomplishes a lot with his death. See, not only is Hiruzen able to steal away Hashirama and Tobirama's soul into the belly of the Shinigami with his Reaper Death Seal, making it so Orochimaru isn't able to summon 2 of the strongest people to ever live in the Naruto universe whenever he wants using Edo Tensei, but also Hiruzen's death seals away Orochimaru's arms, making him basically an irrelevant villain for the majority of Naruto's runtime. See, Orochimaru was the biggest, baddest villain in part 1 of Naruto, and even after the death of Hiruzen, continued to be a legitimate problem in part 1. And mind you, Orochimaru was doing all of this with a decaying body whose arms didn't work. However, the feats that Orochimaru was capable of prior to their battle with Hiruzen pale in comparison to what they were capable of after their battle with Hiruzen. That is, until, of course, they get the right Setsubai. And Hiruzen using Reaper Death Seal to get rid of 2 of Orochimaru's strongest chess pieces, and the usage of their arms severely limiting their ninjutsu ability, Hiruzen effectively with his death made sure that Konoha wouldn't have to worry about Orochimaru for years to come. And in actuality, Konoha never had to worry about Orochimaru again, because while Orochimaru was always in the shadows trying to find a perfect vessel, Orochimaru fundamentally never posed another threat to Konoha after Hiruzen's death. In fact, the next connection that Orochimaru really had to Konoha was bringing back all of the Kage. Hiruzen literally beat them onto the right path. It will probably help that Sasuke killed them about halfway in between there, and then Itachi then sealed them in the Sonoran Nibuko about 2/3 of the way there. Hiruzen, with his death, secured a safer future for Konoha. And if Hiruzen hadn't used Reaper Death Seal there and therefore hadn't died, Orochimaru could have pretty easily destroyed Konoha, either during the Konoha Crush arc or later. But enough about the oldest entry on this list. Let's talk about the second youngest entry on this list. Because coming up at number 8, we got Neji. Yeah, the Benkushin didn't die for nothing. I can sit there and argue all day as to whether or not Neji died saving one of Naruto's shadow clones. He didn't, because in actuality, if Neji hadn't tanked those wooden spikes, it wouldn't have been Naruto that died. It would have been the person who protected Naruto initially, Hinata. And listen, you can also sit there and argue all day about how important of a character Hinata is, especially by this time in the story, but if Neji didn't hypothetically jump in front of these wooden spikes, saving Hinata's life, 1, Naruto probably would have never married, meaning that Boruto and Himawari simply wouldn't exist, and 2, there's a fair to decent chance that the Tenseigan that Toneri was feeding probably never would have been destroyed. See, because in the last, Hinata, as the Moon Princess, or the Princess of the Hyuga, is abducted by Toneri for marriage. And Toneri is able to reach a godlike level of power by spewing Hanabi, Hinata's little sister's Yakugan, and thus awakening himself a Tenseigan. However, there's another Tenseigan on the moon, and that is the Tenseigan of Hamura, which is an infinitely powerful power source that was fed to the Yakugan of all of the clansmen of the Moon Clan. And the power of this Tenseigan power source that is currently hurtling the moon towards Earth. However, because Hamura, kind of like how Hagoromo came down to Naruto, comes down to Hinata, Hinata's able to use the power of Hamura alongside Naruto to destroy the Tenseigan. And while there is a hypothetical universe that you could insert any other Hyuga here, it does seem relatively important here that Hinata is the princess of the Hyuga, something that nobody else is outside of, I guess, Hanabi. Listen, the real important thing here is that if Hinata is not born, then Boruto and Himawari are not born. And I hate to break it to you, but Naruto's probably not the child of prophecy. It's probably his child, Boruto. So Boruto's never born, we never get a Jogan user, and we never get the person who's probably actually gonna save Earth from the Otsutsuki threat, resulting in world's domination by the Otsutsukis and everybody on Earth dying. But since none of that has happened in the Boruto manga right now, it's all speculation, which is why Hinata is actually this low. I mean Neji. That's why Neji is this low. All that is to say that Neji's death did come with some meaning, for all of you who think that it was pointless. But unfortunately for Neji, not as much importance as actually, wait, hold up, maybe our oldest entry on this list? Yeah, our oldest entry on this list. I lied. I'm sorry. Hiruzen's like 69, 70 when he dies. Granny Chiyo, who is our 7th entry, is 73 when she dies. Which is like objectively not that old. They talk about her like she's been around for all of human time. That's like just hitting your stride in Japan. Anyways, Granny Chiyo, like so many other deaths on this list, died a death of a noble sacrifice, as she used her one's own life jutsu to bring Gaara back to life, trading her life for his. And while Gaara's definitely not the most important person in Naruto's story, he's pretty close, especially post the Kazekage rescue arc. See, because while we don't get a ton of look into what's going on in the Sand Village on an episode-by-episode basis in Naruto, Gaara's role in the Fourth Great Shinobi World War cannot be understated. Not only is he the motivating force in bringing the Shinobi Alliance together to coalesce as one unit with the speech that he makes for 80,000 Shinobi Alliance members, but he also goes on to be an instrumental part in combination with Inoki in the stopping of Madara's first meteor, which gave a lot of the Shinobi Alliance time to get away from the devastating attack that probably would have wiped out the majority of them. On top of that, he was the head of the sealing corps in the early part of the Fourth Great Shinobi World War, being personally responsible for the sealing of multiple high-level Edo Tensei reincarnations. And while those are really kind of the only fights that go well for Gaara, as the other fights he's involved in, like the 5 Kage versus Madara and Might Guy versus Madara, and while he does play an instrumental part in those fights going as well as they do, neither of those fights necessarily end with the results that Gaara was looking for. But after this, in a post-war era, Gaara has also been responsible for leading the Sand Village, as probably the only Kazekage in history who would have joined the Shinobi Alliance. And thus, without Granny Chiyo, the Sealing Corps, which were majorly made of Sand Shinobi, probably would have been much weaker and more ill-fitted for wrapping up as many of the Edo Tensei reincarnations as they did. So, she gets number 7. And with now the actual oldest entry out of the way, I swear, there's no one older than her. I actually don't know if anybody older than her dies in the story. I mean, the elders, unfortunately, are still alive. And Inoki, technically, according to Boruto's manga, is still alive, but according to Boruto's anime, is dead. He dies at like 105. Anyways, let's get to our next spot, because coming in at 6th is Itachi. Now, with Itachi, we begin to enter a somewhat interesting cycle here. Because while technically Haku, Zabuza, Asuma, and Hiruzen were all brought back during the Fourth Great Shinobi World War, Itachi's death did allow for him to come back during the Fourth Great Shinobi World War stronger than he was while he was alive. And thus his death actually becomes more important on account of the fact that he was able to be brought back without his chakra sickness. So like, one, there's the repercussions of just Itachi's death, and then there's the repercussions of Itachi's death leading to his reincarnation. So the reason that he's pretty high on this list is because his death carries 2 very unique reasons for being important. See, obviously, Itachi's just straight up death allows for things like Sasuke to get his EMS. It allows for Sasuke to understand what Konoha did to Itachi, setting Sasuke's eyes on the likes of Danzo, fundamentally leading to Danzo's death and his inability to take over as Hokage, which is massively important. Though one could argue.
Meet the new standard in sleep. This is Pod 4 Ultra. It's not a bed, it's a
argue that after the 5 Kage summit and being outed as using Kodo Matsukame against Mifune probably would have stopped Danzo from ever being Hokage in the first place. He did still have the root under his control, and Tsunade was still in a coma. He probably could have taken Konoha by force. And on top of all of this, Itachi's death did allow for Itachi to seal away Orochimaru and get rid of Sasuke's curse mark, and thus with just Itachi's death alone, he was able to accomplish a fair amount. But then when you take into account the fact that Itachi's death also allowed for him to be brought back stronger, without him, there's an argument to be made that KCM1 Naruto and Killer B would have been able to defeat Edo Nagato, and there's definitely the argument to be made that Sasuke alone would have been able to defeat Dragon Sage Kabuto. And while we've already talked about how the defeat of Dragon Sage Kabuto really didn't actually accomplish all that much, and the hypothetical circumstance where KCM1 Naruto and Killer B were able to defeat Edo Nagato, as Itachi is 100% the spoon that stirs that drink, one and or both of them could have hypothetically died, which would have dramatically changed the course of the Fourth War. Now, I think that hypothetical is a pretty slim chance. I mean, Sage Mode Naruto beat Nagato in a fight. I sprinkle KCM1 and an additional perfect Jinchuriki in there. They were probably going to win anyways, but it's an unignorable fact that Itachi was the reason that Nagato was sealed in the first place. So Itachi gets number 6 on the list. But I don't believe Itachi's 2-pronged approach to making his death as important as it was is technically as great as our number 5 entries, Minato. Because Minato's got all the same arguments as Itachi, but they're just like kind of more important. See, Minato's death is massively important. He was planned to be the Hokage for the next 2, 3, 4 decades. He's 24 when he dies. He had decades of Hokage-ship left in him.
And then
Because of his
These
death,
Lucy
Hiruzen,
camos
the
are
previous third
not,
Hokage,
I
has to
mean,
step
best
back
are
up
not
after
even
purposely giving
No.
up the title to end the Third Great Shinobi World War. Not to mention the fact that Minato's death puts Naruto halfway on the way to being an orphan and leads to both Naruto and himself becoming equal parts Jinchuriki of Kurama. Though I would argue that Kushina's death is actually a bigger role player in the idea of Naruto becoming a Jinchuriki, because while
Next time I
technically
play.
Minato was the person sealing Kurama inside of Naruto, that never would have happened
Talking that
if
crazy shit, play.
lost control of Kurama, and B, she was still a viable vessel to put Kurama back into. But more so than all the things that Minato accomplished as he was dying, Minato comes back to the Fourth Great Shinobi World War not only as a perfect Totage, but also as a perfect KCM2 user. And because this is able to do things like saving the majority of the Shinobi Alliance from a 10-tailed beast ball, he's able to flash in front of Madara's Trucicor, allowing for Might Guy to land massive blows against him. He's able to help the rest of the Kage in summoning Team 7 back from Kaguya's dimension. He's able to be there for Naruto to transfer his half of Kurama into his body once Naruto has his half of Kurama pulled out of him, saving Naruto's life, and so much more. Fundamentally, the impact that Minato has on the Fourth Great Shinobi World War is just larger than the one that Itachi has, and therefore I believe he deserves a spot higher, not a spot crazy higher, but still a spot higher. Lots of talking about people who needed to die to make sure that Naruto could live. Coming up at our number 4 spot, we got Obito. Obito's death is straight up the most straightforward level of importance out of anybody on this list. If Obito doesn't tank that Ashall killing bone heading for Naruto, Naruto dies. That's it. It's that simple. Naruto dies in Kaguya's gravity
jump out when you hear
dimension,
the
and then
things.
Kaguya wins. Yeah, the only people left to battle against Kaguya would be Sasuke, Kakashi, and
When you hear it
Sakura.
go.
And wow, that is a crazy loaded roster. They wouldn't be able to...
For it now. You just loaded in with a kilo and a Coca-Cola.
We're going down there.
Where's there?
I thought you guys were going down here. That was quick.
Run for it.
Oh wait. We got a kilo now? What?
Plug, 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 plug. Plug, 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 plug. The fuck you doing, plug?
You guys push for it.
Huh?
You guys push for it? I was like, why you guys dying? I wasn't here looking for you.
It's because you're supposed to go to the bounty. Rex.
I wanna die.
Quit being a fucking puss.
Ooh, don't say that. Might get chat banned, you know? Fuck yeah.
One, there's a whole team over there.
Yeah, 2 teams. And they have low.
If you would have pushed from the get-go.
They didn't tell me to push.
I didn't think it was necessary. You dingus. You missed.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't talk about that. Damn, quit go back.
You want to talk about you're not pushing? I got it.
I got a quick scope out of the sky.
Oh no way!
What happened?
I knocked him with a fucking rocket launcher. Hey Rex.
Yeah?
Died.
I died from a unicorn. Really unicorn. You lost a shit ton of money, dude. You kill him?
Yeah, yeah. I got one at least.
It was one. I'm gonna talk about what just happened there. Ooh. Damn. Oh, he came back. Jesus.
Oh, he got down.
Anybody get killed by somebody else?
Low. You bum.
Really?
He's getting shot from.
Where they going?
I got a team just pushed me.
Yeah, I know. They're the Butt Brothers. They're literally dookie butt. Aw, come on. Why
why are you running, man? I'm telling you, these guys are so bad. They're so bad.
We have an SMG, bro. Chill.
Two underneath.
There's 2 more outside.
Yeah.
Pop.
And we're getting third parties. We're getting grief from across the street. They're still up top, but he's dog busy. Come on, bro. You know you're bad, bro. Like, why are you even trying to challenge anybody? Yeah, no. He's scared, bro.
You dirty bum. You dirty bum. Teammate.
What the? Yeah, there's a sniper.
Sniper where?
What was the gated pinch right now? I saw him under the street. Great. Oh, now you wanna come up.
What a fucking fag.
Maybe I gotta push away. I don't have ammo. Just back the hill.
That's just pushing back. Maybe he knew. Maybe. Like, then you have a stem.
Got one more, man. That's it.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Hey, baby girl. Hi. You brush your teeth, yo. Tell me you love me and I might be able to share some good news with you. Yeah, tell me you love me though. Tell me you love me. So you know how I love you too. But you know how the insurance company is being a cunt about the fence repair? And I told you how since our business of operation is our residence, it could possibly be a tax write-off. I was absolutely fucking correct. So it's just based off percentage of the residence utilization as a business to residency. So if we use like 40% of the space for business, that means 40% of that can be put on to a taxable deduction. Now, what that also means, if we use our personal money to pay for the repair on the fence, we can reimburse ourselves through our own company and then write it off at the end of the year. Does that put a smile on your fucking face? All's well, Savannah. Any home improvements that we do inside our residency are all permissible to a percentageable tax write-off. Any home improvements, Savannah. Now, if it's like roof, HVAC, flooring, like big things, you know, percentageable. But if it is, let's say, an upgrade to our office space or space of business within the confines of the house, as in updating equipment, like putting in shelving, updating electrical, right, Savannah? 100% tax write-off. So if we want to update our computers, if we want to update the floors in the room, all of it, at the end of the day, we can write it all up. But you can also brush your teeth. I'll bring you some weed too.
Just unlucky. I didn't know who I was until right now. Just unlucky. I didn't know who I was until right now.
But I have other plans. Score.
As for me, I want to go with Björn. I want to see the Mediterranean.
Then it seems the only thing that really kept the sons of Ragnar together was the death of their father.
Poor Bjorn, you who doesn't want to keep the army together. It is you who wants to go away to sunny places. Everyone else can follow me.
I do not want to follow you either. You are crazy. You have the mind of a child.
And all you do is play music, Sigurd.
I'm just as much a son of Ragnar as you are.
I'm not so sure.
But I have other plans. Score.
As for me, I want to go with Björn. I want to see the Mediterranean.
The Worst Ways to Die, Part 2. In 1998, 2 bakery workers died in agony after being sent to a
sleepy.
giant bagel oven to carry out repairs. It was a
Should do unplug.
delicate procedure that involved crawling through a tight 75-foot-long conveyor belt that slowly cooks bagels.
Hey, yeah,
The
past that,
machine
bro.
should have been left to cool for 12 hours, but was turned back on after only 2. Within 5 minutes, the men were relaying terrifying messages through their walkie-talkies, screaming that the oven core was way too hot.
Breathing
There
like
was no
egg.
way of reversing the conveyor belt, and they were trapped on its long journey through the oven. 44-year-old Ian Erickson managed to crawl through to the other end, but died on the factory floor in front of horrified workmates. 44-year-old David Mays collapsed inside and was caught in the machinery. He died from 80% burns and multiple broken bones as a result of thrashing in agony. It was later revealed that the company apparently couldn't afford to leave the oven off for too long, and was therefore willing to take the risk of sending the men through. The business ended up being heavily fined for the tragedy. The Worst Ways to Die, Part 2. In 1998, 2 bakery workers died in agony after being sent
Should be
through a
over this
giant bagel oven to carry out repairs. It was a delicate procedure that involved crawling through a tight 75-foot-long conveyor belt that slowly cooks bagels. The machine should have been left to cool for 12 hours, but was turned back on after only 2. Within 5 minutes, the men were relaying terrifying messages through their walkie-talkies, screaming that the oven core was way too hot. But there was no way of reversing the conveyor belt, and they were trapped on its long journey through the oven. 44-year-old Ian Erickson managed to crawl through to the other end, but died on the factory floor in front of horrified workmates. 44-year-old David Mays collapsed inside and was caught in the machinery. He died from 80% burns and multiple broken bones as a result of thrashing in agony. It was later revealed that the company apparently couldn't afford to leave the oven off for too long, and was therefore willing to take the risk of sending the men through. The business ended up being heavily fined for the tragedy. The Worst Ways to Die, Part 2. In